Hello everybody, it's Big Al with more content for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So, I am going to talk about early game siege units for people. I am on my Big Al Winter account. This was the account that I made to do the content creator event. So, we are now in Season 2, and with Season 2, it is a non-roleplay server. So, let's get into it. Like I said, we're going to talk about the siege units. Okay. If you go into your barracks, wherever, we're going to look at the units. If you click on the unit, it will give you the different stats, the damage, the march speed, the siege. Now, for this video, we are going to focus on siege. Okay. And this shows you the different classifications. The worst is D all the way up to double S. Okay. Early game siege is very important because when you're low level and you're starting out, a lot of people like to start with, Lothlorien that has Bowman, or even like my starting settlement is Gundor. So I started with Militia, which is Siege B. Early game, that's okay. The thing is, like, let's look at Hunters. Hunters are Siege C. So when we go into our armies, and this, let me see if I have enough troops. I don't have those. Okay, I'm going to go with Marksman. Okay, and if we look at Marksman, they have Siege B. Dang it, those. Okay, the Militia are Siege B. Okay, I am levels 15 through 19. Okay, so with Siege B, I'm going to do 443 siege damage, as you see up here in the top right corner. So it's very important, just like that, you don't want to use horses, because horses are, let's go into them, Siege C. Okay, so look at that, 122 siege damage. So you don't ever want to use horses for siege. Every little siege helps, but if you can avoid it, you want to. Now I'm going to go, and I don't want to save that. Now I'm going to go into the buildings. So with non-roleplay, you earn quarters through your ring. Okay, and my first one was Gundor, obviously. Okay, so I have the Militia Siege B. Keep going through them. Siege B. Even the guard of the tower is Siege B. Horses are all Siege C. Let's go to the elves. Okay, they're all C. If you get up to tier 3, they are Siege B. But again, the horses are going to be Siege C. So with non-roleplay, your second or third quarters you want to build is the Uruk quarters. And the reason for that is the Breaker's Lair right here. So Breakers are cheap units to make. They are Siege A. And especially early game, you're worried about your fighters being able to take tiles and everything. You're going to use your other troops. That's fine. But you need to make some backup units for siege, and that's the only purpose is siege. Okay, so these breakers are Siege A. Sappers, same thing, are Siege A. So even when you upgrade your breaker layer, it doesn't matter if you're building T1s or T2s, they're going to do the same. But when you get to T3s, the Alchemist, they're Siege S. That is the second best in the game, and they are the absolute best small unit for siege. So while you're building your fighting troops, you also need to worry about siege, because early game sieges on the keeps are important for your team to grow and for you to personally grow, because you're going to earn reputation. as long as the fellowship tasks are set to those, you're going to earn reputation, and the reputation increases your ring. So, your second or your third quarters that you build, you want to build the Uruk quarters and get breakers. So, let me go back into my army. And if you remember correctly, it was like 122 siege damage for siege class C. It was like 439, I think, for siege class B. But now look up here, I'm at 666 siege. And this is siege class A. Okay. So that's where you want to be. Always, always, when you're playing a non-roleplay server, get the Uruk quarters, either the second or the third quarters, and have breakers. And then eventually you're going to upgrade them to Alchemist. And I believe at this level, Alchemist would do about 980 siege, if my calculations are right, with the same level commanders. So keep that in mind when you're building troops. Not only are you going to have your fighters, but you also need to have backup siege. You don't ever want to siege with horses. Bowmen are not great either, but if you have to, as long as it's siege class B or above, you're okay. Do not be afraid to make troops that are specifically for siege, because those are going to be safe troops. You're not going to use them to farm on tiles, on mobs. You are just using them for siege, and it is very important for the development of the team and yourself. And just like all keeps, granted, early on, I'm going to show you the map. Okay, here's our spawn lands. Okay, people are stationed over here. This is where their settlements are. It doesn't matter if this keep is all the way over here, which we did this morning. Okay, yeah, you're going to have a 2-3 hour march, but you have to do that for the team, because these people that have their settlement over here, they marched the 3 hours over here to Northern Waste to help with this fort, with this keep. So remember, don't siege with horses, don't siege, and another one for later on is eagles or fell beasts. Okay, you want breakers, and then eventually alchemists are the best siege units, small siege units in the game. If you are going to siege with other things, make sure they're at least siege B. You don't want anything C or D. So that's it. It's a short, rough video on the different units for siege. Think about it. Make extra troops that are just for your siege, because you always want at least one, but preferably 2 full formations of siege when you're doing the keeps, because you need to send your fighter army to help with the defenders, and you need at least 2 sieges to help siege the keep down, because early game the siege is very difficult because everybody doesn't have the troops. So remember, make the extra troops. It doesn't hurt you. They just sit in your barracks. So, as always, make the most out of what you got.